Actually, थोड़े दिन पहले, oh English ना today, speak in English ना, yeah. So few days ago, ये तो बहुत जोर से चल रहा है, ठीक है. So few days ago we celebrated Srila Prabhupada's Avirbhav. That day morning we were seeing one video lecture, right here. Prasanna Ram Prabhu was playing. So one thing I observed in that lecture, Jayarada Madhav Kirtan, the temple was full, you remember? Temple was full, devotees were packed, full packed. Very little space, not much space. Still, what was surprising was that when Srila Prabhupada was doing Prema Dhvani, so as nowadays we do, the devotees were doing differently. How? Just like now, how we offer obeisances while Prema Dhvani. If we are sitting, do it like this. Like this we are doing. But I saw in that video, practically all the devotees were doing properly. The way we do Panchanga Pranam, how we do Panchanga Pranam? With the feet going back, right? If you see that video again on YouTube, you will see all the devotees doing proper Panchanga Pranam. Not that just cross-legged sitting and just bow your back and then back again erect. No. So from that day I tried sometimes to follow it. So I am reminding myself that I should follow it and not spoil the culture. Nahin? All the small thing but important. Right? So Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So I remember seeing His Holiness Jayadvait Maharaj also doing pranam like this correctly, even today. Every time he is leaving temple, he offers pranam there, next to the sound system, this box. And before Maharaj leaves, he'll offer pranam there, but properly, Panchanga pranam, not like just bow your back and then back again. Anyways. So we are reading fortunately from Srimad Bhagavad-gita once again today evening, chapter 12, entitled Devotional Service. It's quite a sound is coming, no? Good test to how much we can hear, and whatever we can hear, how much we can focus, and whatever we can focus, how much we can understand, and then assimilate. So good test today of our ability to hear. आप सब लोग इधर ही बैठे हैं. सामने आ जाओ ना इधर. Otherwise I have to look like this, or you put the asan like this. Come this side. Shubham Prabhu, come this side. Come this. All right. So today we are reading from chapter 12, Bhagavad-gita, devotional service, text number 18 and 19, two texts, right? Samah shatrau cha mitre cha tatha manapamanayoh शीतोष्ण सुख दुखेषु समसंग विवर्जितः. बहुत अच्छा बात है. जोर से गाना चाहिए श्लोक का. ये संस्कार क्रिएट होता है. तो सब लोग सीधे बैठ जाओ एकदम, तो आप जोर से उच्चारण कर पाओगे. ठीक है. तुल्य निंदा स्तुतिर्मौनी संतुष्टो येन केनचित् अनिकेतः स्थिरमतिर् भक्तिमान मे प्रियो नरः. फिर से करेंगे. समः शत्रौ च मित्रे च तथा मानापमानयोः शीतोष्ण सुख दुःखेषु समः संग विवर्जितः तुल्य निंदा सुतिर्मौनी संतुष्टो येन केनचित् अनिकेतः स्थिरमतिर् भक्तिमान में प्रियो नरः. Okay, any one devotee? समशत्रौ च मित्रे च तथा मानापमानयोः भक्तिमान में प्रियो नरः. आपने भी गाना है, ठीक है. तथा मानापमानयोः शीतोष्ण सुख दुःखेषु समसंग विवर्जितः तुल्यनिन्दासुतिर्मौनी सन्तुष्टो येन केनचित् अनिकेतः स्थिरमतिर् भक्तिमान में प्रियो नरः. हरि बोल. ऐसे होना चाहिए श्लोक उच्चारण. तो ये भगवान के शब्द हैं ये. Oh, English you have to speak. I forget, Evening time you tend to speak in Hindi only. So these are the words of Supreme Lord Krishna. So if we recite very loudly, we will get very good sleep in the night. Our heart will be purified first of all. Okay, word meanings. Samaha, equal. Shatrau, to an enemy. Cha, also. Mitre, to a friend. Cha, also. Tatha, so. Mana, in honor. Apamanayoh, and dishonor. Shita, in cold. Ushna, heat. Sukha, happiness. Dukheshu, and distress. Samaha, equipoised. Sangha vivarjitaha, free from all association. Tulya, equal. Ninda, in defamation. Stutihi, and repute. Mauni, silent. Santushtaha, satisfied. Yena kenachit, with anything. Aniketaha, having no residence. Sthira, fixed. Matihi, determination. Bhaktiman, engaged in devotion. Me, may, to me. Priyaha, dear. Naraha, a man. So now we will read the translation and purport by His Divine Grace, Srila Prabhupada Ki. So one homework for you, or not homework, class work for you. When we are reading this, so each quality Srila Prabhupada is explaining. So when you are reading, what you have to do is, you have to remember the pastime on that quality. Whose pastime? Three personalities. One, our hero, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Two, our second hero, Srila Prabhupada. And three, devotees whom we know in our lives. Senior, juniors, equals. Okay? So in three devotees के life में, we have to find out these qualities. We have to contemplate the pastimes. which reflect these qualities. How many of you understood the classwork? Raise hands. Okay, सब आप नहीं समझ पाए? So you explain to him in Hindi. We will read the purport, okay? Translation and purport by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada ki. One who is equal to friends and enemies, who is equipoised in honor and dishonor, heat and cold, happiness and distress, fame and infamy, who is always free from contaminating association, always silent and satisfied with anything, who doesn't care for any residence, who is fixed in knowledge, and who is engaged in devotional service. Such a person is very dear to me. So we all want to become dear to Krishna. That is why we have come here to temple. Krishna himself is telling, by doing all these things you will become dear to me. And Srila Prabhupada is kindly explaining all these things to us. Right? Purport by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada ki. A devotee is always free from all bad association. So now you have to keep your processor going on. Huh? For each quality, three devotees, you have to remember past tense quickly and write down on your notepad or mental note. Sometimes one is praised and sometimes one is defamed. That is the nature of human society. But a devotee is always transcendental to artificial fame and infamy, distress or happiness. He is very patient. He does not speak of anything but the topics about Krishna. Therefore, he is called silent. Silent does not mean that one should not speak. Silent means that one should not speak nonsense. One should speak only of essentials, and the most essential speech for the devotee is to speak for the sake of the Supreme Lord. A devotee is happy in all conditions. Sometimes he may get very palatable foodstuffs, sometimes not. But he is satisfied. Nor does he care for any residential facility. He may sometimes live underneath a tree, and he may sometimes live in a very palatial building. He is attracted to neither. He is called fixed because he is fixed in his determination and knowledge. We may find some repetition in the descriptions of the qualifications of a devotee, but this is just to emphasize the fact that a devotee must acquire all these qualifications. Without good qualifications, one cannot be a pure devotee. Harava bhaktasya kuto mahadgunaha. One who is not a devotee has no good qualification. One who wants to be recognized as a devotee should develop the good qualifications. Of course, he does not extraneously endeavor to acquire these qualifications, but engagement in Krishna consciousness and devotional service automatically helps him develop them. Translation responsibly. One who is equal to friends and enemies, who is equipoised in honor and dishonor, heat and cold, happiness and distress, fame and infamy, who is always free from contaminating association, always silent and satisfied with anything, who doesn't care for any residence, who is fixed in knowledge, and who is engaged in devotional service. Such a person is very dear to me. Om Jnanatimirandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuttapadakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha Namam Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. इसको बंद कर दीजिए, हवा आ रहा है. So, in this very wonderful shloka series, Krishna is telling 8 verses about the glories of devotees. So His Grace Bhakti Vinod Prabhu, very senior devotee, some of you may know him. So many years ago, on this asana only he was giving a class, then he was telling that, there is Sikshashtakam, there is Damodarashtakam. So sometimes we feel pride that I was such a, such a warmonger. So Bhagavatam mentions the devotee is always repentant about his past. So when we become devotees, we should be repentant about our past. Not we should be cherishing how I was such a don in my college. And you don't mess up with me, Prabhuji. Otherwise, mere andar ka don jag. We should not cherish or, feel that, I was such a hero. Rather, a devotee should repent about his sinful or his past life, forgetful of Krishna. Right? And then, while practicing Krishna consciousness, a devotee should consciously remember these qualities. That am I not, am I, dishonoring somebody? Am I considering somebody as my friend and somebody as my enemy? This Prabhuji has problem with me. He has problem with me. Now you see service chart has been made. He has put my service only toughest service because he does not like me. He is my enemy. He is my friend. So am I doing these things in bhakti life also? This is a very important question. Chakravarti Prabhu was yesterday telling very nicely that maturity will not come just by reading, hearing. Right? Very nice point. By applying. And today in Bhakti Vaibhav class, His Grace Kamalochan Prabhu was telling another very nice point. That by contemplation, or Srila Prabhupada says another place, deliberation. In Puranjanopakyan, 26th chapter, 4th canto, Srila Prabhupada says repeatedly, intelligence is the function in deliberation. By deliberating on where am I now? Why am I here? What are the principles of this life? Why I have accepted this devotee life? Deliberating, contemplating. And then you become mature. And another thing Kamalochan Prabhuji was telling was that by experience you become mature. So while executing bhakti, I should every day cross-check my behavior, my speech, my actions with these qualities set. Am I in line with these qualities? Or externally I have become a devotee by my cloth, by my hairstyle, by my tilak, by my bead bag. I have become a devotee. I have a kanthi also. But I don't cross-check my heart that if after coming to bhakti also I have to act just the way I used to do outside. If after coming to spiritual practice life, serious spiritual practice life, if still I have to keep lying like I used to do earlier, then what is the purpose? Why to live such kind of cheating life? Srila Prabhupada writes in 3.6 Gita, a sweeper is better than a charlatan meditator. A dhongi, much better than that dhongi sadhu is sweeper on the road. So we should very feel bad that after coming to bhakti also, not only I am not following these things, but I am not even desiring to follow. And I am not even thinking to follow. And I am rather telling Prabhuji, don't be in your limits. Control yourself. You don't behave with me, otherwise, मेरे अंदर का dawn आ जाएगा फिर. So then where am I? Have I understood where am I? I am in a mistaken place. No? So Krishna is mercifully telling that these are the benchmarks with which you should test yourself. Am I advancing or not? Very recently I was reading this book by His Holiness Satswarup Das Goswami Maharaj, Vaishnav Compassion. In that book, Maharaj was telling something very nice. Of course, so many nice things. One thing which I want to share here. Maharaj was telling that externally showing off as tears in love for Krishna, Radha Rani, and now Radha Ashtami is coming, and externally we can tears for Radha Rani or Krishna. Maharaj was telling very easy to imitate these symptoms of a pure devotee. So we don't judge an advanced devotee by tears. We don't judge by how much he is, externally showing, Radhe, Krishna, all that. No. We judge an advanced devotee by two things Maharaj was telling, as I am remembering correctly, if I am correct. By his steadiness in Krishna consciousness and by his service. Constant engagement in serving Krishna, constant engagement. No time here and there, constant engagement in serving Krishna. And his steadiness, or one more thing I forgot. So these two things Maharaj was telling. So basically these qualities, sometimes great devotees may be leading kirtan or taking a class. And Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu mentions that it is possible that in their class or kirtan, we may also experience some filaments of devotion, some photons of devotion for a few moments. So we should not think that, see how advanced I have become. See, I am feeling for Krishna. So then Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu mentions that that is not your property. That devotion is coming from this great devotee, not me. Srila Prabhupada are great devotees. But the speaker or leader of Kirtan, that devotion is his property, that senior Vaishnava's property or pure devotee's property, which is reflecting from you momentarily. So you don't think I have become so exalted devotee now. No, don't think like that. Don't be in that mistaken idea. That is not your property. And the proof is the moment you walk out of the Kirtan or class and you are offering pranam there at the exit gate and somebody kicks your head, because new people, they don't know, they are leaving, they did not see you pranam, and then they kicked your head. And then what do you feel? That is your reality or my reality. We should not think that, I have become so advanced. Getting my point? So it is a conscious hard work of studying Bhagavad-gita or these qualities and observing these qualities in the lives of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Srila Prabhupada and contemporary devotees, and taking inspiration, and in our life, bit by bit, changing our actions our behavior, our thoughts, our words. That is required. That is required. See how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is so sensitive. When the children, Gurukul children were laughing on Keshav Kashmiri, right? Mahaprabhu told them, hey, you cannot laugh like this. आप अपने से बड़े व्यक्ति की बेइज्जती नहीं कर सकते हो आप ऐसे हंस नहीं सकते हो उनके ऊपर. Mahaprabhu corrected them and taught them the right thing. And I was remembering one day, I was sitting here where our Shravan Prabhu is sitting. Many years ago, one devotee was giving class here. And at one point, he spoke something which was completely, I had never read or heard, and I was not able to understand at all. So at the question answer session, I asked him this question many years ago, 6, 7, 8, 9 years ago, 10 years ago. So I asked him the question and he was not able to explain properly. He had read some analogy given by Ramanujacharya somewhere. But he was not able to explain properly, and that is why I was confused. And then I asked question, he could not explain properly. And then I started laughing or some joking kind of. And next to me was sitting Pawan Putra Prabhu, one of our dear senior devotee friends. So he said, listen, the speaker is speaking to you. So I listened at that time, but I was still laughing that, Prabhuji is not able to explain what is this. Later when I went to ashram, Pawan Putra Prabhu called me and very lovingly he told me, Prabhu, what analogy he was speaking, that is actually an analogy given by Ramanujacharya in one of his explanations. Although he could not speak properly, but you laughing like this and making him feel condescending or belittling him like this is not a proper culture. He is sitting on Vyasasana. You cannot laugh on him like this. Or, I was not like laughing loudly, but mildly I was laughing, giggling. So Pawan Putra very lovingly corrected me, Prabhu, this is not proper. This is not respect for Vyasasana. So basically what I was doing, I did besti. You don't understand this word, besti karna? Besti karna? You don't understand? Insulting, besti karna, bejati karna. So see the difference? Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, this Keshav Kashmiri came to do bejati of Mahaprabhu. Correct? And how Mahaprabhu is giving him all respect. Now, where is Mahaprabhu and where is Keshav Kashmiri? Mahaprabhu is Supreme Lord Krishna. And Keshav Kashmiri is small boy. But Mahaprabhu is not giving bejati. But here I am small boy and somebody sitting on the Vyasasana doing bejati. You understand? So like this in our life we should observe these qualities. I and I there may honor and dishonor. So not dishonoring anyone. Even if some devotee is sleeping in japa, yeah, it's not proper. But sometimes we may, take a bead bag and he is sleeping like this. And while passing, we may put the bead bag on his head like this. So, and he may not like it actually, correct? He may not like it. But in our own self-righteousness, we may pat his head like this onto the bead bag. So we have to be careful. This is just one thing I explained and time is over. I have not even begun the shloka. But how weighty these things are, which are mentioned by Krishna here, how weighty they are, how important they are in our life. I just spoke one example of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and my difference. And I was brahmachari by that time, already 2-3 years in ashram. And brahmachari, and I had read shastras. I had read little, one drop only, but I had read some shastras. But see my behavior. Right on Vyasasana, somebody sitting and I'm giggling, making fun of him, besti. So it is one thing to know some information of Shastra. Another thing is to understand the purpose of Shastric study is to please Krishna. And Krishna will be pleased when I behave properly with devotees. And for that behavior, these qualities are very, very important. So the purpose of Shastric study is to survey, Vedesha survey, Ahameva Vedyo. So after studying Gita, we serve Krishna. And Krishna will be pleased when I follow these qualities in my life. Nicely, sincerely. And for that matter, it is very important to learn all these 8 shlokas. And if possible, every day before Prasadam or after Japa completion, we can recite all these 8 shlokas consciously. So every day, if we remember each quality, just we remember each quality every day. Just remember each quality once consciously. That only will have so much effect. In daytime, we will be able to remember. At least when I do mistake, I'll be able to remember that today I did so many breach of conduct. So many times I did breach of conduct. And that will make us at least humble that I am so diluram, so wrong devotee, so many mistakes I am doing every day. Otherwise, I feel mistake means only when I slapped some devotee or offended some senior Vaishnava or lost some temple money, then only it is mistake. No. Not able to consciously apply these qualities in our life is a big mistake. Otherwise, why Krishna has given so many qualities in these 8 shlokas? Not 1 shloka, 2 shloka, 8 shlokas Supreme Lord is giving in this devotional service chapter, such an important core chapter of Bhagavad-gita. No? So this practice if we do, then bhakti will never be boring. Never be boring. This practice if we do consciously every day, every action, word and behavior, every action, speech and behavior, if I reflect, or at least some of the action, behavior and words, if I reflect later, was it proper behavior? Like recently, there was some service to be done. And we were outstation. So one devotee needed to stay back to do some service. And I was thinking, who can stay back? Who can stay back? And then Vishnu Tataru saw me in the dilemma. Then Vishnu Tataru immediately said, Prabhuji, if you wish, I can stay back. So I thought, that is such a senior devotee, so many services he has to attend to after going to temple. Why he should stay back? And he is telling, I will stay back. So I spoke very wrongly. I said to him, Prabhuji, I will speak in Hindi for a moment. Prabhuji, अभी आप बोलोगे रुकने के लिए और बाद में आपकी सारी सेवाएं बॉम्बे की रुकेंगी तो फिर आप परेशान होगे. I spoke like this, exact this. Now you think. He is doing that service, he is ready to volunteer for that service for which not many devotees are ready. Okay? And I am speaking how? So wrongly. Prabhuji, now you are saying, but later आप परेशान होगे फिर. How many of you understood what I am trying to explain? You understood, Prabhuji? So you understood that I speak very wrongly. I spoke very wrongly. You understood or not? Understood, na? I spoke very wrongly. So this was 15th September. Now today is 6 days. 6 days later, even today, till today, every day I remember this at least once and feel so bad. It's such a senior devotee and ready to do that service which nobody is ready to do. And I am speaking like this. Prabhuji, आप अभी बोल रहे हो रुकने के लिए, बाद में आपको सर्विस रुकेगी, वहाँ जाके परेशान होगे फिर आप. As if he has some sense gratification to be done back there. Understand how wrongly I spoke? So when we reflect on our speech, words, behavior and actions and cross-check them with these qualities, then there is lot of scope of development, improvement. And every day, every action will be a practice. Now I have to get it right. Like you've seen net practice, this football people do or this cricket people do, net practice you see. You know, they have 50, 20, 50, 60 balls. They'll keep a bag of balls and then they will go and throw the ball and then they'll come back, pick another ball and throw, and now I have to get it right. Now I have to get the bouncer. Now I get the Yorker or whatever. Correct? Until they get it right. They will keep trying. So this Kapil Dev, you know Kapil Dev? His school was very close to my school. So my friend's father was his classmate. So my friend used to tell, his father used to tell that this Kapil Dev in school days, he used to practice from morning 8:30 till afternoon 2 p.m., 3 p.m. In hot sun, he used to practice bowling. to get it right, to get it right. I have to get the seam right. I have to get the edge right. He used to practice for hours alone in hot sun in the school ground. Alone. Because so much juice he used to get in getting it right. In the next attempt to get it right, to get it right, to get it right. If for a mundane thing, materialistic, mundane, boring, bowling thing, it can be so juicy, what it is to apply bhakti principles to love Krishna, who is a living person, who is not dead matter, who is a living person. How much juice we will experience in our heart by every day trying to get these qualities right in my behavior, in my words, and in my actions. In my thoughts, words, and actions. How much juice is stored. Bhakti life will never become boring or hackneyed if we practice actually applying in our life these qualities which Krishna is so mercifully blessing us with, telling us, sharing with us these qualities. A devotee should practice, and then we become dear to Krishna, not by tears or showing Radhe Radhe. Nothing like that. When we practice these qualities in our life consciously, and Srila Prabhupada's mercy that he lived these qualities, all these qualities. If you study his Srila Prabhupada Lilamrita, Prabhupada is the embodiment of all these qualities, showing by his own mercy. Time to ho gaya. I thought today to finish early to have question answers. But 1-2 minutes, is there any questions? हाँ बोलो.
Hare Krishna. Prabhuji, thank you for the nice class. So it's good that we have to contemplate, but many times it happens with me that when I start contemplating, because the behavior is so wrong many times in many cases, so it's like now system is hanged now. It's like, my Lord, so better not to do it, because then it's like
I can empathize with you because I told you my only pastimes 2-3 after so many years.
Humility, but in my case, most of the time it happens. So then what to do?
Hang ho jata hai, what to do? So punish yourself not on contemplating on your inability. Punish yourself by studying the lives of Shad Goswamis, studying the lives of other acharyas, Guru Parampara acharyas, and Srila Prabhupada. Punish yourself not by contemplating on your inability every time, each time. Punish yourself by studying their lives, hearing about their lives more and more from bona fide sources. That will give us the purification, their mercy, their blessings to help us out of our situation slowly. Surely we will improve. Undoubtedly we will improve. Because our acharyas are embodiment of these qualities. They will show how sweet it is and how they are humble and they are following these qualities. Mahaprabhu, if you study Mahaprabhu's life from these qualities angle, whole Chaitanya Charitamrita, whole life, 10 lives are insufficient for Chaitanya Charitamrita. You will relish so much. And then you will, purified heart, you will be able to also follow. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ki, Srila Prabhupada ki, Nitai Gaur Premanande, Hari Hari Bol. Thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada ki.